Let's confess, ever since Steven Spielberg brought us his Oscar-winning film Jaws, we've all had an underlying fear of the monsters of the deep. So much so that we often imagine only the worst scenarios when heading to the beach. Last week, social media was buzzing after a beachgoer posted on his personal Facebook page a video showing what he referred to as sharks having a feeding frenzy at Newsroom. What shocked viewers even more were the two surfers that decided now would be an appropriate time to go for a swim. The prevalence of sharks has kept Cape Town shark safety programs like shark spotters on their toes. However, we're slightly too paranoid when it comes to shark attacks. Or are those fears valid? Well, here to answer all the questions, Sarah Waries, the project manager at Shark Spotters. Good morning to you, Sarah. Within that context and what happened last week, what do you say?
Well, it's very difficult because with the video last week on Sunday the 8th, we did have a shark sighting. At the time, we had cleared the beach, we'd called all the people out of the water, but at the same time there was a school of dolphins coming past feeding on mackerel. And what the guy who took the video saw was actually the dolphins feeding and not sharks. So there was an assumption that because the siren had gone off, there was a shark feeding frenzy, when in actual fact the shark was casually moving past the area and it was the dolphins that were feeding.
How often do you have these kinds of red herring scenarios play out? Is there mass hysteria around sharks?
There's not really mass hysteria, but it definitely is something that concerns people who are on the beaches, and rightly so. People must be aware of shark risk in Cape Town, but they also must realize the risk is very small. So what we tend to find is that you have two groups of people. You have the people who are absolutely terrified. If you even mention the word shark when they get to the beach, they'll pack up and go away. And then you get the people who have a more balanced approach, and they'll wait. If we clear the beach when there's a shark sighting, they'll wait, let the shark spotter track the movements of the shark away from the area, and then let the people go back in the water afterwards.
Where are we in the process with protecting both sharks and humans in this space?
Well, in Cape Town, we're quite far advanced compared to areas in the rest of the world because we really have a philosophy of trying to find a balance between people and sharks and not sort of playing one off against another. So we recognize that people have a right to use the ocean and for recreation in Cape Town. Obviously, we all enjoy being here on the beaches. But also that, sharks, white sharks, great white sharks are an important part of the ecosystem here. And so we do need to protect them to a certain extent. So with the shark spotting program, we balance safety with research, and we're trying to find a balance between people and sharks that protects them both.
Well, Sarah, we've run out of time here this morning. I thank you for joining us. You guys are doing fantastic work, though, on the Mother City's beaches. Thank you once again. That's Sarah Waries, who is the project manager at Shark Spotters in Cape Town. That's